Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and how exactly do you go out there and freeze your credit? How does it work? What is it? I'm gonna answer all these questions in this video, and hopefully you're not watching this video because basically you made a mistake. For example, I sent my information to a real estate agent because basically I wanted to get an apartment in a place where basically it's very hard to get an apartment. Now I instantly regret it because basically I don't really know if that person is a legit real estate agent, although they actually are. Now I happen to get lucky, and that's why basically you never want to send all your information to someone without, for example, seeing the property, having confirmation, having actual proof, because if you're unlucky, sometimes it happens, you might get your identity actually stolen. And by that point, you're going to have a massive issue. And one of the number one reasons to go out there and try to freeze your credit is to basically avoid identity theft and also people getting new credits under your name and all that stuff. So in this video, I'm going to break everything down, but don't worry, there are things you can do to basically prevent people from basically scamming the heck out of you, okay? In this video, I'm going to break everything down. Now, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so make sure to also subscribe and hit the bell to be notified, and on top of that, also destroying the like button. Now, the very first thing, guys, this stuff is very simple. It's not complicated whatsoever. Tell me, what exactly is a credit freeze and how exactly does it work? Well, the answer is you have 3 credit bureaus. And what you do is basically you contact them and say, hey, I want you to freeze my credit. And by law, they have to. Is this free? Does it charge you a fee? The answer is yeah, it is 100% free. You don't have to worry about it. But what it does is basically it creates a wall between the lender and basically them getting your information. Now, for a fact, this sounds very inconvenient. Tell me, what do you mean here? Well, it means basically, if you want to open up a new line of credit, but you have a freeze on your credit, in reality, that lender is not going to be able to access your entire credit report, which basically means they will not be able to approve you for whatever you want to get approved for. So that's basically an extra wall of safety and inconvenience in some way for you. Now, this means also, well, Tommy, if I want to get a car, if I want to get a house, if I want to get a loan, if I want to get a credit card, how do I get my stuff? Okay, the answer is you can unfreeze your credit score. Don't worry, I'll tell you how to do that later on in the video. But the big thing is, for example, guys, what happens if someone steals all your information? They have your social, they have your ID, they have everything, okay? They got it off the black website or whatever, the black web, the dark web, okay? And they have all your information. Because as you guys know, a lot of information is leaked when other websites get hacked and all that stuff. It happens all the time. But now they have all your information and they have your social security, and now they want to go out there and open up a credit card under your name or get a loan under your name or get a car under your name. Is that possible? The answer is yeah. They can do it because basically they have all your information. But if you put an extra wall between them and your credit report, they're not going to be able to get approved for whatever they actually want to get approved with your entire name and your entire identity. Because, by the way, guys, I had a friend, still my friend to this day, but he actually had a loan in Florida and he never ever had been to Florida, okay? So imagine that. But if you had a freeze on your entire credit report, it'll prevent the lender from pulling it. And the lender will tell you, hey, your credit report is frozen, so you have to unfreeze it. But if the scammer can't unfreeze it, they can't go ahead and scam you. That's the biggest reason why usually you do want to get your credit actually frozen. Now, I know for a fact some of you guys are going to have some questions here. The first question I guarantee I'm going to have is, Tommy, is this going to affect my credit score in some way? The answer is no. It does not affect your credit score in a negative way whatsoever, but neither, for example, in a positive way. The big thing is basically is going to be inconvenient because basically every time you go out there and you want to apply for credit, you got to go over there and lift the freeze to be able to have that lender get into your whole report and then go ahead and approve you. That's the thing, inconvenience, but the big thing is basically is going to protect you some way. On top of that, Tommy, can I continue to build my credit score if it's frozen? The answer is yes. Again, it does not have any negative effects when it comes to your entire credit score. On top of that, also, when is it a good time to freeze my entire credit report? The answer is basically, well, say for example, you're not using your credit right now. You're not going to apply for any loans or anything like that. The answer is just freeze it. That way, you can make sure that basically no scammer is going to try to open up anything under your account. But let's say, for example, you pulled your entire report and now you're trying to get approved for a house, but now you have all the information there. The answer is it's okay to go ahead and freeze your credit there, because basically, imagine, for example, somebody scams you while you're trying to get a house. Now you're gonna have a massive issue. That's why, for example, a lot of real estate agents recommend, hey, once we have all your information, you're actually approved, go ahead and basically freeze your credit. That way we can prevent anything crazy from actually happening, okay? That's the big thing right there. Also, Tommy, can I freeze, for example, my kid's credit? And by the way, Tommy, why this question? Because basically, by the way, you can if you want to, as long as they're under 16 years old. Why would you want to do that? Because basically sometimes, guys, okay, kids also get scammed. And sometimes all the information out there is actually leaked and all that stuff, okay? So if that happens, they could potentially open up things under your kid's name too. So freezing it might not be a bad thing either, okay? So keep that in mind. But by the way, Tommy, is this going to be a bulletproof method to protect myself? The answer is no. Unfortunately, no. If someone has Social Security, all your information, they could file a tax return, get into your health insurance, and all that other stuff. So the point is, you gotta be very careful. You can't just close your eyes, because basically, you froze your entire credit report. What you gotta do is basically every single year, use Credit Karma, use whatever you wanna use, or for example, pull your annual free credit report every single year and see exactly everything that's under your credit. That way you can confirm, hey, okay, this is good, this is not good, this is mine, this is not mine, because you never know. Although it might protect you from opening up, for example, new accounts, it might not protect you from your current accounts, okay? So it's obviously gonna be a massive thing. I know, well, I can't say I know people. Let's just say I know of people where they steal people's identity. You know, they get a fake ID with their entire thing, a very good fake ID. They get their social, they go to T-Mobile and all those other like stores, and they get phones under that person's name, okay? And now you have a massive problem. But if you freeze it, well, when they go there, hey, sorry, we can't pull your credit. You gotta unfreeze it. Are they gonna be able to do that? The answer is no, because only you're able to do it. Now, Tommy, what is the whole process for me to go out there and freeze my entire credit? How do I do it? The answer is you gotta contact all three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and also Equifax. You contact all three of them and you ask them, hey, I want to freeze my credit. They cannot tell you no, and this is going to be free. They're going to confirm all your information. By the way, here's a picture right here with all the phone numbers and all the information. But by the way, there's an article on NerdWallet that takes you step by step on how to do the entire process. But again, all you're doing is calling them and contact them to confirm your identity, and then you're able to freeze it. When you freeze it, they create a password for you, or for example, a PIN number. So whenever you want to unfreeze it, you're able to unfreeze it temporarily or permanently, okay? So the big thing is, Tommy, well, when I'm applying for a mortgage or a credit card or whatever I want to do, the answer is yes. You can go online, you can use your PIN or your password, you can lift it temporarily, and that way you're able to apply for new credit. But that way, the scammer is not able to do that, okay? Now, one big thing is also getting fraud alerts is going to be very important. You know, Discover, if you have a Discover credit card, they have Social Security fraud alerts. So if you have Social Security, you put it in there, it alerts you whenever something like scammy going on. Also, for example, Equifax has a free fraud alert system. And I also use this company, and this company, by the way, I'm not affiliated. I don't get paid any money, but I do use them, and that's what I'm gonna recommend to you. It's called Identity Force. And they basically keep track of everything that goes on. And if anything happens, they basically alert you. You also have insurance against identity theft. I can't barely say that word. You also have insurance again against identity theft. Okay, guys, you guys see? I'm getting better with my translations, okay? But that's the overall idea, guys, okay? Getting an entire credit freeze is not going to hurt you in any way. The last thing it's going to do is basically maybe just inconvenience you a little bit, but in a lot of ways, it's going to protect you. But overall, it is not a bulletproof way to actually protect everything, okay? But it will protect anyone from opening up, for example, new lines of credit. Now, however, Tommy, what happens if, for example, my identity is already stolen and I'm already in trouble, okay? The answer is you want to contact the Social Security Department and potentially change your Social Security. To do this, yes, it is possible, okay? You probably didn't know it's possible, like I didn't know, but the answer is yes, it is possible. How do you do it? You have to provide enough proof to show them, hey, I'm either endangered or my identity is stolen and I have to switch it out. And here is the proof right there. They opened the loan in the Philippines, one in California, one in Florida, all this stuff. This way you can actually be protected. By the way, I'm making light of this, okay? But it's not a joke. If you get your identity stolen, it's not going to be fun. You have to dispute it, and you have to prove that you are who you say you are, which is yourself, which is very annoying. So the main thing is you want to protect all your information. You want to check your annual credit reports every single year, and you want to make sure everything is in line. If it's not, you want to dispute it, contact the person, contact the company. That way you're good to go. And never ever give your private information to someone that you don't really know or you can't really confirm who they actually are, okay? Just be patient, you know, especially now with the whole housing market where you want to send everything that you have to the real estate agent because basically you want to buy a house right now. Just be careful and just be very patient. And I would recommend you get either free fraud alert with Equifax or Credit Karma, or you can get paid one, for example, with Identity Force. With Identity Force, that costs around $10 to $17 per month. And by the way, whenever you subscribe to this stuff, do monthly, do not pay for it annual, okay? That's the whole idea. But would I go out there and freeze my credit report? The answer is yes, 100%. It is not going to hurt your credit in any way, and anyway, it's just going to protect you and make sure you're good to go. You know, most likely you'll be fine, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt to try to like prove like, hey, this was not me. Oh my gosh, I never even been to that country or to this state or whatever it is, okay? It's just an easier way to actually get things done, okay? And by the way, if you made it all the way to this video right here, well, comment down below any questions. Comment down below if I answer your questions. On top of that, also, comment down below if you noticed I was wearing 2 watches just to like play around with you guys, okay? I don't actually go around with 2 watches for no reason, okay? It's so ridiculous. Like, I thought it was just really funny, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And on top of that, also, if you want to call me and talk to me one-on-one, well, join me on my 3rd channel called the TommyBryson channel, where I take calls for 30 minutes for free. Link down below. Subscribe over there at TommyBryson. On top of that, subscribe to my 2nd channel called the TommyBryson Show, where I post there every single day also. And if you want to DM me, well, DM me right here at TommyBryson on Instagram. And last thing, you want to know the video right here on how to build your credit score. On top of my feature here. See you guys tomorrow, and as always, peace. By the way, my credit score right now is 766. I don't have any crazy credit card debt. I use one bill, and I basically paid off every single month in full. That way, I build my credit score, but I don't have to worry about basically getting into crazy debt. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.